Hey, what is up guys? We are back with another map guide. This time we're doing Dragon Shire. I'm really excited about Dragon Shire. I'm excited to talk to you guys about this today. This is one of those maps where you can make a big difference for your team if you have that map knowledge. If you know what you're doing on Dragon Shire, this is a map where in particular, you by yourself, you can make a big difference. So if this is your first time here, my name is Chillrogg. I'm a Heroes of the Storm streamer and YouTuber. In this channel, we talk a lot about Heroes of the Storm strategy, Heroes of the Storm guides, what you guys can do, some tips and tricks to get your win rate up and to get some more wins under your belt. That's what we're gonna be doing in this channel. If that sounds like something I'm interested in, definitely consider smashing that subscribe button. And besides that, guys, let's jump into it right now. We're gonna talk about Dragon Shire. Okay, so Dragon Shire. We're going to do this how we usually do it. We're going to go 5 different parts. Part 1, map basics. We'll talk about the map basics. Part 2, the draft for Dragon Shire. Part 3, the lane setup. Part 4, the strategy on the map. And then part 5, we'll review the most important parts. Part 1, the map basics. Let's talk about this. Dragon Shire is a 3-lane map. You have the top lane, which is very, very, very far from the other lanes, and then the mid lane and the bot lane, which are a little bit closer together. You can see mid and bot a little close together here, and then to get the top lane, you gotta go all the way through this jungle, all the way to the top lane. 3-lane map. There are also 2 siege camps that spawn at the 1-minute mark. One for the blue team, one for the red team. These push the bot lane. 1 neutral bruiser camp. This also pushes the bot lane, spawn to the 1-minute mark. A bruiser camp for the blue team, spawning at the 1-minute mark, that pushes the top lane. And a bruiser camp for the red team, spawns at the 1-minute mark and also pushes the top lane. Those are the camps. No boss on this map. There are also 2 beacons to channel on this map. One in the bot lane and then one all the way in the top lane. These beacons are a little bit different from the Braxis holdout beacons. To capture these beacons, if it is captured by the other team, you'll have to channel it for 8 whole seconds while the other team is not standing on it. From the neutral position, it's 4 seconds to channel. If you control both beacons, you control the bot one and the top one, it's very far. These are very far apart. Look how long it takes to get up there. It takes so long to get up to the top one. You never really want to do this in a game, but we'll talk about this. You don't really want to run from the bot lane all the way to the top lane. It's just it takes 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wasn't exactly seconds. And then when you see you control both of them, this lights up blue. And it says, now you can channel the dragon. Dragon is the objective on this map. Hey, if you guys are getting value out of this video, can you go ahead and smash that like button? Thanks. Damage, so if you're channeling this to capture it, damage interrupts it. If you get damaged by a minion, sometimes a catapult hits you, sometimes a minion hits you, or any enemy hero, it'll be interrupted, and it takes 3 seconds to channel it. 1, 2, 3, and then you get the dragon. So let's look at the dragon's abilities while we're in here. The dragon, you control it, you see you can control this guy, and he has 4 abilities, although people really only think about 2 of them. Q is the main one. This is called Flame Breath. You use Flame Breath, it does what it looks like. It does a big burst of damage, then it does some ticking AoE damage. Cooldown 6 seconds. Breathe a cone of flame, dealing 121 damage to burn the area immediately, and then burns 208 damage over 4 seconds for the remaining time. This scales. So a burst of damage and then some ticking damage as well. W, you kick an enemy hero. After a short delay, charge an enemy hero and knock them back and deal 501 damage, good amount of damage. And then the E, people don't think about the passive. Passive is important. Increase damage to structures and minions by 100%. Structures and minions by 100% increase damage. This means the dragon effectively, if you're using it, the best way to get value out of it is to kill minions and to kill structures. You know, it rips through them. It doesn't rip through heroes, and it doesn't rip through mercenary camps. So if you're hitting heroes or mercenary camps, it's going to do a little bit less damage. Doesn't mean you shouldn't hit them, but it means keep that in mind. You're doing less damage to heroes and to mercenary camps. There's more things on this passive. So there's also reduced damage from structures by 60%. So this also effectively means damage from all other sources is greater. The structures aren't going to hurt you that bad. Consider taking them for your team. The structures, they're doing 60% less damage to the Dragon Knight. Heroes are hitting you much harder than the structures, and minions and mercenary camps are hitting you much harder than the structures. Also, you're permanently unstoppable with the dragon. You can't be CC'd in any way. Also, the Dragon Knight explodes on death. This comes in handy to know once in a while. When the Dragon Knight dies, it does a knockback effect to everything, not just heroes, to spawns, to minions, everything gets knocked back. Misha, Samaru clones, whatever, it gets knocked back. That's something important to keep in mind. Last but not least, the leave dragon. You can leave the dragon, it does do the knockback effect if you leave it. If you cancel it early, you still get the knockback effect. The knockback effect rarely is important, but sometimes it's good to know that it's going to happen. The core abilities on Dragon Shire. Dragon Shire is one of those maps where the core hits like a truck. Its ability is really strong. The core is going to throw 2 boulders enemy heroes in range. You see it threw 2 boulders at me. When you get hit by these boulders, it is pretty serious. Damages you for 5% of your health, so not a ton of damage, but a decent amount of damage. And it stuns you for 1.75 seconds. It's this big red circle on the ground. You don't want to stand in it. It hurts. So I'm going to stand it on purpose. Boom. Long stun. Good amount of damage. You really want more? Long stun. Good amount of damage, and you're dead. Watch out for this core. It's got a big red circle under you. It's pretty easy to dodge, but if you get hit by it, you're doomed. If you're on the defensive and you have CC, try and CC them in it. You'll kill them. It'll be really good. Let's move on to part 2, the draft. Number 1, it's a big map. Think about globals. Some powerful globals right now in the meta. You got Deathwing. Deathwing's really powerful. He can be in the top lane. He could be kind of in the 4-man too. He's not bad in the 4-man. Most of the time you see him in the top lane though. Falstead, mostly a top lane hero. Zagara, mostly a top lane hero. Brightwing, gonna be with the 4-man. But think about globals on this map. It's big. A lot of the time if you're the solo laner and you're ahead a little bit and you want to make a play to help out bot, that's nice. You get that global, or the reverse. You get a pick bot, or you have some spare time bot. You can go top and you get a pick on their solo laner. The global is really nice. You want to invade a camp with your global. It allows you to be more aggressive here and move around quickly on this really big map. Also, the solo lane, the top solo lane. Some of these globals cover the solo lane too, so that's nice. You get a little 2-for-1. Rexxar is really powerful in the solo lane here because it's really impossible to get Misha off this point. He just controls the lane well. He pokes well. He harasses really well. He's really nice in the solo lane. Another solo laner, Deathwing, also a global. That's nice. Zagara, a good solo laner for top, also a global. Checking 2 boxes. Sonya, a really nice solo laner top. Any bruiser too, top, who's going to be able to stand on this point. Another thing that's important, we kind of got into it there, point control. Point control is important on this map. That's a third important kind of thing you want to draft on this map. Rexxar, again, really good at point control. Hard to get Misha off there. Gazlowe, surprising amount of value. Gazlowe sets up a million little turrets in here. It's really hard to get in there and to get Gazlowe off the point or to get Gazlowe's teammates off the point. Proteus, same exact thing. Proteus sets up a bunch of little Proteus gizmos in here. Mercs are very important on Dragon Shire. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Merc camps. That's a lot, you know. That's really Garden Terror is the only one that comes to the top of my mind where it's like it has more. That's a lot of Merc camps on one map. Who's good at Mercs on this map? Who's powerful in the meta that's good at taking Mercs right now? Rhaegar, king of the meta right now. Heals your team great. Bloodlust, really OP, and he can take Mercs great by himself, either the Siege camp or the Bruiser camp. Rexxar's good at taking Mercs. Wow, Rexxar's checking a lot of boxes on this map. Point control, solo lane, and a Mercer. Sonya checking a lot of boxes too. Solo lane, point control, Merc camp. Samaru, also really good at marking. The last thing to consider on this map, the last type of hero you want, this is a big map. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's points to capture. There's Merc camps going on, invading Merc camps. You know, they got 3 lanes, a big map. There's a lot of jungle here. People are traveling all over the place, traveling through the jungle. Dragon, you got to capture the dragon. Look, more jungle down here. Lots of jungle. There's a lot of skirmishes that happen on this map, and people get caught out in these weird, awkward spots. A lot on this map specifically. This is one where it happens a ton. So if you have a roamer, someone who's going to be good at capitalizing on that awkward Kael'thas enemy Kael'thas who somehow ends up here in a weird spot, or like you just catch him in the midpoint here in the jungle or something. You're like kind of Butcher or a Kerrigan or a Samaru. Samaru can camp also. Somebody being somewhere they shouldn't. So that's nice in this map. That happens a lot. People just end up in spots they shouldn't really be, or they end up in dangerous spots just because of the nature of the map here. Consider roamers and gankers on this map. It's nice here. It's a good map for it. Okay, let's jump into part 3, the lane setup. The lane setup is crucial on Dragon Shire. Really important. You want to have one solo laner top. You don't want to have a lot of people top. You want to avoid people coming top, and you want to prioritize as much as you can the bot lane. Then you have your 4-man, ideally clearing mid and going bot and rotating mid and bot as 4 and collecting the soak together. Why? We've talked about this on other maps, but it's important here as well. The purpose of 4-man rotating, if you can get your team to agree to it, if you can't, so be it, but if you can get your team to agree to it, it's going to help you get some wins. You go as 4, and you clear mid, and you go here bot. And what your tank does is your tank's going to rotate on their side aggressively and hope to catch some Nazebo or whatever, some derp, somebody who shouldn't be going through here alone. What your tanks can do is say, hey team, look at this, somebody's derping, and they're gonna run, and they're gonna come in here into this bush, and your tank's gonna be rotating through here, and your team's gonna be kind of here, you know, rotating as well, maybe behind your tank or rotating the safe way, and your tank's gonna be ETC or something, and he's gonna say, hello Nazebo, and slide on the Nazebo, and then your team's going to kill the Nazebo. You're not going to get that opportunity is not going to be presented to you if you're 2-man soaking mid and 2-man soaking bot, because Nazebo's going to walk through here and no tank is going to be collapsing on him, and he's just going to be like, oh, that doesn't look good, there's 2 people in mid, I'm going to just go right through here, you know, away from you guys. But if your tanks, all 4 of you are coordinated and you move through here, you're going to blow that Nazebo up boom in a second, and you're gonna get that advantage. You know, while you're 4-man rotating, you're tanking, you get a little curious. You can say, hey, are they doing their camp? Is there a half-health Sylvanas doing this camp? Oh, let's power slide on her, and everyone blow her up, and we'll take the camp. You know, just opportunities present themselves to you and your team more when you're all together as 4. You get these picks, you get these invades, you get this little bit of advantage. Why are you 4-man rotating? What is your goal? Your goal is to prioritize the bot lane over everything. Why do you want to prioritize the bot lane? So the bot lane has 2 win conditions. It has the Dragon Knight, win condition number 1, and it has the opportunity to capture up to 3 camps. You can get your siege camp, you can steal their siege camp, and you get the neutral bruiser camp. This has happened to me a ton. You get these 3 camps together, you get a minion wave or 2, and a catapult or 2 all together. That starts to look like a Zerg wave. That starts to look like a Braxis holdout objective. 4 siege giants and 4 of these guys with the spell armor, 2 minion waves and a catapult or 2, all together pushing. That's pretty much as good as a Dragon Knight. You know, that's massive. That's a win condition. That'll rip through a keep, no problem. That you can kill the core with that. In the mid lane, we have 1 win condition. We have no more camps that push mid. You can kill mid and win through mid with a dragon, which I've done plenty of times. So mid lane is the second best lane by far. Top lane's no good. It doesn't help you. Why? You do have the Dragon Knight, and you do have potentially 2 bruiser camps. You know, potentially. I've really never seen that happen. You have this bridge. This bridge is very famous. This bridge is called the Bridge of Death for a reason. Now, just do a little visualization with me here. Picture your team is sieging, and you said, Chillrogg, he's a nerd. Bridge of Death, nothing. We're going to siege across this. And then you go across this, and you start sieging on this wall. And you say, haha. And you siege. And then all of a sudden, the Dragon Knight dies. Their Tassadar puts a force wall behind you guys, and then launches a black hole into there. And the force wall chokes you guys off from leaving. You guys are all dead. Say Zarya puts her ultimate. Bring them all in together. Graviton Surge ultimate. She pops it out here. It's about the width of this. You guys aren't going to be able to dodge it. And then Stukov puts a lurking arm under you. And then Kalthas puts a flame strike under you. You can't really dodge anything. There's only one way. You're all going to have to walk backwards, and you're not going to be able to dodge side to side if the ability is the width of the bridge, which a lot of the abilities are about the width of this bridge. Basically, they're going to hit you with every skill shot, every CC, and they're going to kill you. Really, the Tassadar force wall and the black hole into it is like the biggest, is a really good example. Gazlo grab a bomb, like any boom, you're dead if this hits, ultimates, is going to hit on this bridge. If the fight turns at all and you back up, you're doomed. You're absolutely doomed. So keep that in mind. This bridge is a huge defender's advantage. Don't mess around with this bridge. It's called the Bridge of Death for a reason. You guys will get messed up on it. So you have this knowledge now that bot lane's the priority, 2 win conditions bot, 1 mid, and 0 win conditions top. Most of the time, not 0, but I'm sure, I don't actually remember ending off top lane in Dragon Shire, but I'm sure, it happens once in a while. You can end off top lane, probably, I don't know, 1 in 100 games, or maybe less, but think of it as 0 win conditions top. We win in these by accident all the time. Let's jump into part 4, the strategy. People are very confused on Dragon Shire when you fight, probably in the bot lane, you fight 4v4, and you get some advantage, you get a little bit of edge on your team, and you say, what do we do now? What do we do now to further ourselves winning the game? A lot of people have some game knowledge about some good things to do, but they don't make great use of their time. They don't make optimal use of their time. So we're going to talk about, if you get some kills, what do you do? This is very similar to the conversation we had on Braxis Holdout. This is a general kind of an overview just to get you guys thinking about the sorts of things you can do when you get some advantage. The main point of this is to make sure you don't waste your time when you get some kills. The timer's ticking, they're dead for a certain amount of time, you have that amount of time to make something happen, get some advantage, some reward for getting the kills. So picture, you fight 4v4 over this point and you get 2 kills, and now you're 4v2. Awesome, you did great. First thing you want to do, get the Dragon Knight. You get this one pretty easy. Now, can you cap top? Say in your 4-man, you have a global, you have a Brightwing. They're fighting over the point, the 2 soul laners, Brightwing teleports to them, pushes the other soul laner off the point, and you cap the dragon. That's great. That's the best thing you can do with your time, probably. Most of the time. Maybe you're all 4 down here, you don't have a global. This is the worst thing ever you could do. All 4 of you, you say, hey, we capped bot. Let's all get top. And you all 4 of you run through the jungle all the way to this top lane that's so far away. And you get up here and you say, aha, we've got top now. And you chase the other soul laner off and you don't even kill him. And he says, wow, there are 4 of them, I better back up. You cap top, and you know what happens? The other people have spawned. They're back alive by now. They've capped bot, and they've probably taken a camp too. Basically, if you do that, and then you all say, oh no, let's go back at bot and defend the camp. You're all run down there, and you're running and you're running, and you say, we gotta defend that camp. Where you go, probably they've taken the neutral bruiser camp by now, and now they're on your walls. There's 4 with spell armor. The Dragon Knight's important. It's nice, but it's not really that important. Don't give up the whole map for this vague hope that you can get the dragon by running all top and capping the points. back and forth. That's a terrible way to go about it. If you realize you don't have any globals, you don't have anyone who can quickly rotate, don't go up there. Don't do it. What you could do instead, look at your comp. Do you have siege damage? Do you have Vala's nice siege damage? Kael'thas is okay siege damage. That's probably enough. Maybe Vala, Kael'thas, and Nubarak, you know? Nubarak spawns some bugs, tanks the towers a little. Vala, Kael'thas should kill the towers, and that's pretty good. Basically, if you get some kills, a nice goal would be to take the towers and the well. That would be awesome. That's a really nice second best, especially in the bot lane. When you're having these 4v4 fights over here, if they don't have towers anymore, you can chase them much further. You know, you say they start losing the fight, you can chase them instead of like to about here. You can chase them like all the way to here. You get much more room to chase them, and you get advantage on your next fight. That's a nice thing to do with your time. You get the well, they can't tap, you know, for these continued fights that can go on. And you're going to push them out faster and kill them easier next fight. Maybe your siege is trash. You say, Chillrogg, I'm looking at my siege. We can't go top. We have no global. I can't kill these walls. I don't have any siege damage. What can I do? You can look for more kills. You got some kills. Now use those some kills to get more kills. So maybe you look at the map and you realize, hey, they're missing. I bet they're doing their siege camp. You can all group up and clown fiesta together into here, and you roll in here and you be like, ha, what up? And you roll in here and you kill them. Boom, they're all dead. You blow them up. Your tank sees them. You killed 2, and 2 were doing this camp, and then you killed another 2. And now you get their camp. That's really nice. And you get 2 more kills. You get more time with the map. What this camp's going to do, this camp's going to siege the fort. And then while the camp's sieging the fort, you guys can siege the fort more. Yeah, you can keep pressing your advantage. Now, if you can't get more kills, so you can't get the Dragon Knight, you can't do siege damage, maybe you don't see any kill opportunity here, you can just take their camp even if there is no kill opportunity here. That's still fine. You take their camp. It does siege damage. They'll have to deal with it. It slows them down. They still have advantage. If you can't take their camp, maybe they're going to respawn quickly, or maybe you have some people out of mana, or some people low health and they have to go back. Just take your camp. That's a nice advantage too. Cap the Dragon Knight if you can. If you can't, do some siege damage. Try and rip this tower down. This is the most important lane, so keep focusing this bot lane. If you don't have great siege damage, look for some kills. Maybe invade their camp. Maybe if someone's being a little cheeky mid, they're overextending over here, they're up against your wall, go kill them, get some more kills. If you can't get some more kills, at least take their camp. If you can't take their camp, just take your camp, get something. Remember, this is a guideline, this list. This is a rough guideline. There's always going to be exceptions. Don't take them as written in stone. Adapt to the situation as it evolves in your personal games. Okay, so with all that said, we're going to jump to part 5 now. The most important parts, if you couldn't tell the emphasis, is prioritize the bot lane. You rip this bot lane open, you push it as much as you can. You're going to have random times in the game where sometimes, 3 or 4 people will be pushing top, and you'll look up there and you'll say, you can have top. That's great. You push top. The enemies are pushing top. You say, good for you. Perfect. Do it. And then when they're pushing top, you do your thing. You say, team, let's take 3 camps back. You take the siege camp, you take the siege camp, you take the bruiser camp. They all push together. And then while they're saying, haha, we're going to get your top for it, nerds, you're going to be with this massive, massive amount of PvE stuff. Camps and minions and catapults, all this stuff pushing. You're going to rip through these structures really, really quick and open yourself up for more win conditions. Go kill that core. Keep that in mind. Prioritize the bot lane. Second most important part, when you have an advantage, press it optimally. Another important thing, the globals really help on this map. This is a big map. A lot of confusion. A lot of difficulty getting this top point and getting this bottom point at the same time. Globals will help with that, especially if your team is totally fixated on getting the Dragon Knight and will literally give up the rest of the map in order to try and get it. Globals will help alleviate some of that Storm League mentality. There's a lot to take in for Dragon Shire. It's a really fun map, but there are some important nuances to understand about it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I will definitely answer them for you. You can ask me whenever I'm live on Twitch. You can catch me on twitch.tv/Chillrogg. I stream Wednesday and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern and Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So catch me then. Definitely keep your eyes out for the next video. We're going to be doing some more map guides. We're going to be jumping more into the new hero May. She seems really powerful, so keep your eyes out for that. If you guys want to see some more of this kind of content, definitely consider smashing that subscribe button. And if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely smash that like button as well. Another important way for you guys to climb, you need good teammates. If you're looking for some good teammates to play with, some people who are reliable, check out our community Discord, the Chili Mountain Discord. You can find it in the description below. We have over 1,000 Heroes of the Storm players. Players like you, players who are ranked focused, players who are ready to jump into voice comps and who are ready to try their best, put in a good effort. Not like these solo queue players, they'll first pick Nova, they'll first pick Murky, they won't say a word the whole time. They'll die 14 times, and it's not really that great. Find some good teammates before you jump into Storm League. You can catch them in the link below. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Okay, with all that said, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.